The city of Philadelphia. That was where our Constitution was written. So, we are going to learn about the Philadelphia Convention, or as I call it, the Constitutional Convention. So, who attended the Philadelphia Convention? That is a good question. About 55 delegates attended the meeting that was called the Philadelphia Convention, or in the future, the Constitutional Convention. Delegates were appointed by states or colonies. So at the time we had how many colonies? 13. Hopefully you remember that. So each state had their own vote. Each state had their own vote in the Philadelphia Convention Hall. You can go visit the Convention Hall today if you want in Philadelphia. It's a very fun city to go, look at different stuff. And here's the Conventional Hall down here. It's interesting. You can go visit now and how accurate it is compared, like when you look at the green linen tables and the cloths right here, the green ones compared to the drawing that they had at the convention. So very accurate depiction of what was going on in the Conventional Hall. So who was a part of this convention? Many people, about 55 delegates, as I said, but George Washington was the president of the convention. All right, he was kind of just a facilitator. He, watched the debate floor, made sure everybody was following rules, and he understood how difficult it was, for Congress to supply an army during the Revolutionary War. That was very difficult during that time. And because he knew that we needed a stronger national government, one that could collect taxes and one that could split the duties between the colonies and the federal government and not put all the weight on, let's say the Virginia colony. All right, so he was the president of the Constitutional Convention. Also, James Madison was there. We're going to look a little bit more about him. But he was, a big component of a lot of our Bill of Rights. He fought for free exercise of religion, to choose what you want or what you don't want to follow. That was completely up to you. But we can thank James Madison for that in the Constitutional Convention. Now, like school, there are many rules at this Constitutional Convention. One was state representation. Each state needed to be represented. All right. So each colony needed to have their own vote. Somebody was supposed to be there at all times because this wasn't just a one-day meeting. Other rules, when you wanted to speak on the convention floor, you had to raise your hand. You had to address the president, kind of just a regular classroom. Except this document would be our federal law for years to come. So the convention proceedings were actually secret proceedings. All right, so they were classified. They were secret proceedings. They were allowed to take notes, and thankfully James Madison took notes, because if he didn't, we wouldn't know a lot about what the discourse, what the conversations were like in the Conventional Hall. So the rules were established, and also because of this, it was the basis of civil discourse. And civil discourse is just basically a reasoned discussion, and they were having reasonable debates on the convention floor, in which every member got to talk. All right. So this week, if you want, you could check out We the People, the Liberty Kids. Have a bowl of cereal. Check out this video. The cartoon's pretty cool. It talks about the Conventional Hall. But this week, our assignment's going to focus on the secret proceedings that happen at the convention. So when you think about your government, I think you want to know what's going on, and you want them to be truthful at all times. And some things, there's some proceedings in our government that aren't always, available to the public. They're secret. Some include, jury deliberations. This is when, a jury goes back, a jury of your peers, they go back and they decide the court case, and they, deliberate on it, they judge it, but you don't really, you don't hear this. It's not on the news. It's all a secret proceeding. What else is secret in our society? How about military intelligence? All right. So military intelligence, we have our CIA logo here. My aunt was a part of the Central Intelligence Agency. I'm sure there's a lot that she's not allowed to tell people about the things she's done, but she is retired now. But the military intelligence, they can only say so much. They have to, be aware of who they tell what, and who they, what they don't tell. And also, what about like Area 51? I know you guys have heard of Area 51. That is that's always up in the air. I always see that on social media. So some of these military intelligence and some of the jury deliberations, they are secret proceedings. But why? Is it to benefit us? Yes. All right, and we're going to see why in today's assignment. All right. If you have any questions, please let me know.